Hi guys. So today I want to review this article that was recently published in Gastroenterology about the influence of heavy metals on inflammatory bowel disease. I am passionate about both of these topics, which is environmental toxins and gut health and inflammatory bowel disease. So as we all know, the pathogenesis of inflammatory bowel disease is multifactorial. Most of the time people think it's the genetics, but it's also your immune system, your gut microbiome, and environmental factors. In this article, there is a special focus on exosomes. So what are exosomes? Exosomes are the total environmental exposure that a person experiences. And we have seen that the incidence of inflammatory bowel disease is increasing with industrialization because there is a greater exposure to heavy metals, and that can trigger oxidative stress and even gene expression, which can impact the gut health and can cause, inflammatory bowel disease like Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. So how do we get exposed to heavy metals? So the heavy metals really enter the environment through industrial processes, agriculture, and consumer products. And then contaminated drinking water is the most common source of how we are exposed to it. So how does heavy metals impact your gut health? So heavy metals actually impair the gut barrier, which can cause dysbiosis and can trigger immune dysregulation. In this article, they are specifically talking about population which do not consume that many vegetables and more processed food. In my experience, this is not just related to inflammatory bowel disease, but even to all gut-related issues. Even if it is not to such an extent as an autoimmune condition, a lot of times if you suffer from gut dysbiosis or problems with the gut, and by the way, that can affect your whole body and not just the digestive system, then a lot of times it can also be the environment. So what are the things that you can do to prevent this from happening? Because obviously we cannot put ourselves in a glass bubble, all the time. So what we can do? So first of all, avoid exposure to pollution. So avoid exposure to like traffic or industrial waste. Try to roll up your car glass windows, like when you are driving in traffic, that's one. Not drinking from plastic, making sure that your vegetables are clean and they are free of pesticides. One thing that really helps is having more plant-based fibers, especially vegetables and fruits will really help, and unprocessed food. So these are like the basics. But if you already have these issues, or if you're already suffering, if you're already doing these things and you're still suffering, then a more comprehensive approach needs to be taken, like healing the lining of your gut, supporting the nutrients, and also any dysbiosis that's been going on, and also removing these toxins which are already there in your system. So in my program, I talk in detail about how to do these things. The link is below, and I'm also going to attach the link for this article so that you can read and educate and empower yourself.